Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Plain Truth on April 1st. I'd like to talk about two different things. One is about this money-making business that the healthcare has gotten into, which is pretty sad. They were talking. I had a person who's working at one of these end-of-life facilities, and they say that the hospitals are keeping people in there until they could get the last penny out of them, as far as all these different tests and chemo and everything else like that. And then they shipped them over to a hospice, and hospice keeps the person there even maybe to almost the day they're dying before they ship them to this end-of-life facility. They used to have people coming in for months or sometimes for years, and what happened was now they're coming in one day and they're dying and going out the next. And it's really sad because all this is just for making a lot of money and not about what's good for the patient. The thing I'd like to talk about is Guy Fawkes Day. He was a patsy, just like us, all these other patsies. They wanted to hate the Catholics, and so they decided, let's come up with this Guido Fawkes, who they call Guy Fawkes, and they tortured him. They tortured some other people too, and eventually they came up with the idea that all these different tunnels were going to be put in, and of course, where do they put all the dirt? Where do they put all the stone? And they decided, well, after all this work, they decided, well, no, they could just go over this underpass right under the Parliament building, and say supposedly they put up 4.5 tons of gunpowder under the Parliament building. Nobody saw him take it in. Well, they could say, well, it was a secret. Well, nobody saw him take it out either, so that was just a bunch of baloney. There was no gunpowder in the place where Guy Fawkes was supposed to have killed all these different people, or try to kill all these different, the king and the ministers. Now, this was a great big setup in the olden days, and apparently the governments have learned how to do these things ever since. Just use an excuse for going to war and suckering the people into going in and say, let's kill somebody, let's hate somebody, let's destroy somebody. And that's what they've been doing for years. Thank you very much for watching Plain Truth.